New York is the place to be for bagels, and everyone has their favorite spot. I'm Henry Rosoff, and I love bagels. And now I'm trying every bagel I can get my hands on, one schmear at a time, and seeing how they stack up. Join me on my quest for New York's best bagel. And welcome inside the Pix 11 Streaming Center. I am Henry Rosoff, and cheers and thank you once again for joining me on my quest to find New York's best bagel. Need some coffee this morning. It's been a long week with this big snowstorm we've gotten in the New York City area. And without further ado, we're going to get to our first review, and that would, of course, be Black Seed Bagel, the iconic store that has continued to expand throughout New York City. They have 10 locations right now. We'll talk about that a little bit more, but we're going to get right to the bagels. We've got the bagel cam in, the bag there. They've got a nice bag with a logo, and I try to show when they do that as opposed to the brown bag. Let's open it up here. It ripped a little bit. I think it was more on me than it was on them, to be honest with you. We have one bagel, two bagels, bag out. Let's start with our everything bagel with the scallion cream cheese, double wrapped here for extra fun on live TV. Okay. Look at this guy. We have seed coverage on the bottom. We have seed coverage on the top. We have more cream cheese of the scallion variety than I even know what to do with. This is going to be a messy bite. We'll give it the old head test. I would call it a medium, large. Smells really good. The scallion ingredients smell really fresh. Let's take a look at the plain. We'll continue to tell you more about this store, which was founded in 2014. You can see there, let's show you this profile here, because the bagels are a little bit skinnier. They try to blend Montreal style and New York style. There's some cooking differences, but the main thing from a taste standpoint is that the bagels are a little bit flatter and a little bit wider. Here's the look on the inside. The balance of big and small air pockets bodes pretty well for that balance that we're looking for. And I like the cook on the outside, although I'll tell you, oh, it's got a little bit of a crunch going on here. Let's take a look at the shop. Why don't we? I was over at their Nomad location. Now, I will tell you with these very popular shops that expand very, very quickly, that one of the things to watch out for is they don't necessarily cook the bagels at every location. Didn't appear to be cooking here at Nomad. I spoke to one of the people preparing the bagels for me, and they told me that they cook at approximately 3 of the 10 locations. Now, I'm not saying that's necessarily bad, but I will say that if you're one of the locations we're cooking, almost assuredly, you're going to get a slightly better bagel. That's just how it works, or how it rolls, if you will, in bagel land. Our rules before we take our first bite. We're scoring the bagels on a scale of 1 to 10. We get an everything with scallion cream cheese to taste the fresh flavors. We get a plain bagel. We don't toast it just because we're schlepping them all over the city, much like this store is schlepping their bagels all over the city to their different locations from their main bakeries. And without further ado, we're going to take our first bite of the everything with the scallion cream cheese. Oh, and it's already, I'm going to avoid a giant mess on camera and just scrape a little bit of that off. There we go. That's going to be the shot of the episode there, I can tell you. 3, 2, 1, Black Seed Bagels. That's a different taste. And I'll tell you, one of the things I didn't mention to you is they mean to do a slightly sweet bagel, bringing the bagel can back in, that's boiled in a honey water. And I'm definitely getting a sweetness to it. Now, I'm not sure I like it. I'm a pretty classic bagel guy, but, you know, promise made, promise kept. I'm getting some sweetness in here. The scallion cream cheese has a decent flavor to it. Not the freshest I've ever had, but nothing objectionable about it. Let me get one more bite in here. It bites through well with a decent chew and crunch to it. I'm getting the clean your mouth signal from off camera. They gave me lots and lots of cream cheese on this one. Am I good? Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm good. Let's take a look at this plain here. As we continue talking and thinking about this one. So again, there's the air pockets, a little bit flatter. I'm liking the cook on this one just a little bit better. It preserved a little bit of more of a crunch to it than the everything bagel did. But let me give it a try. It's a really interesting. I'm not getting the sweetness as much with that one. Again, I don't necessarily mind, but it's just different. I don't know how else to say it. It's different. It's interesting. I understand why it's popular. They're offering a different, product in the end than I think a lot of these bagel places are presenting with. One more look and one more bite, and then I think we're going to go ahead and score this one. So there's a look at the clean one. Let me take a bite of it. You know what? I'm biting the other one. This is the other one's gone and being a total mess. So, really different, interesting flavors. And I'm trying to think of how to reward that. I would say that I want a little more of a crunch as I bite through. Let me show you one more time. I didn't get too much of a crunch as I bought through, but it's not a no crunch. We've certainly had those bites on the table. A little more on the fluffy than the dense side. Probably a little bit of points off for that. Scallion cream cheese is good, not great. Big fan of the plain one in this particular case. Yeah, I would just say the words that keep repeating in my head are slightly above average. That's what's going on in my mind. And so slightly above average to me says the score of 7.5. Black Seed Bagels, we're going to give a 7.5, slightly above average. I was at one of their locations again where they weren't appearing to be cooking the bagels, just bringing them from one of their mainline locations. Score might be up slightly if I was, but I would say in all fairness, they have 10 locations, including some iconic places like Grand Central and Rockefeller Center. So this is what this is what most people are going to be experiencing when they pick up their products. So I think it's a fair review. If you have a bagel you want me to try, go ahead and email me at bestbagel@pix11.com. My kids who you met on last week's episode said you don't have to say it twice. You don't have to say bestbagelpix11.com, bestbagelpix11.com, bestbagel@pix11.com. And I did that to annoy them just a little bit when they watch this episode. Anyway, when we come back, we'll have another review. My oldest son, Hank, will join us once again. Had to do it at home because of all the big snowstorms we've been experiencing. And I hope you'll stick around for another review on this episode of New York's Best Bagel. And welcome back inside the Pix11 Streaming Center. I'm Henry Rosoff, and we've got one more bagel review on this episode of New York's Best Bagel. If you want to recommend a bagel, go ahead and email us, bestbagel@pix11.com. We're going to go ahead and tackle BrownStone Bagels over in Park Slope. I did this review at home, as I mentioned already, because of the giant snowstorm. So we have another cameo judging from my oldest son on this episode. Let's check out BrownStone Bagels. So I'm recording this on a lazy Saturday morning from my kitchen, as you can see, surrounded by the art from my kids. My hair's disheveled, but let's get right to the bag from BrownStone Bagels. As I will show you, we have a third bagel for another special guest judge. That's one, that's two, that's three. Let's open them up and show you around. As I almost dropped the bagel. You can't see that on screen, but I almost dropped it. Oh, I've got the plain here. Kind of a lighter cook going on, and definitely a very dense inside. Not a lot of big air pockets, but the texture feels good, but not getting a lot of a crunch bite. Maybe a little bit. Oh, a little bit, so that's good. Let's open up the Everything Bagel, the main tasting, and there's that classic reveal of our Everything Bagel with the scallion cream cheese. Smells fresh. Looks fresh on the inside. Spattering of seeds on both sides here, so decent coverage. The head size measurement, I would call it a medium, small bagel. Certainly not these giant bagels that we've seen at some points on the show. And then my special guest judge with his own special bagel. Come on in for the second week in a row. This is Hank, my oldest son. Hank, you want to show everyone your bagel?
I do like the white you did.
Yeah, do it. Show everyone. You got to stay on camera, though, buddy.
Can you
Yeah, here you go. I'll help you. Here. So, there we go. You've got a sesame with scallion, right? Mm-hmm. Why do you like sesame bagels?
Because I don't exactly like the everything because it's too salty.
It's too salty. Okay, well, we got just sesame seeds on this. Should we take our bites? All right, wait for me to count down. And hold on. And stay on camera there, dude.
Right.
In 3, 2, 1, BrownStone Bagels.
Mm.
Mmm.
Oh my god.
Mine's like a tough crunch to get through. How was yours?
Very chewy.
Very chewy, yeah. But I like the taste of the cream cheese. What do you think? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really was kind of a, and I don't mean this necessarily in a bad way, but it was hard. You really had to bite into it, right? Let's take one more bite. Yeah, really tough, hard bite to get into. Which surprises me because it wasn't like cooked down. You know, this isn't like a particularly dark cook. It's fine, but that surprises me.
Mine's pretty light too, but that is pretty dark.
Here, show. What are you talking about?
That bit is pretty dark here, but that is light, and I don't know why. It's chewy, very chewy.
Very chewy. Yeah, I would agree. Very chewy is a good way to describe this. Let's scoop this out. You know what? I was saying that I thought it might be overly dense. I'll show you the side I didn't scoop out because there wasn't a ton of air pockets, but I would say it's not super chewy on the inside. It's a decent balance that we're looking for. Why don't you try just a little bit of the inside that I ripped out? Tell me what you think.
That's good.
Yeah, I agree. I like that inside scoop better than the sort of overall bagel bite. I'm curious. Maybe I'll try a nibble on the plain. Yeah, that plain is better. That plain is definitely better.
I would say the chewiness, the inside of the plate is better, but I would say basically the whole thing is better.
You like basically the whole thing? Can I try yours? I'm curious. Yeah. The benefit of trying an extra bite. Let's try it. Yeah, yours is not quite even as chewy as mine.
What?
And all right, so let's talk about what we might score this thing. So again, showing you the everything part that I haven't mangled yet. Show them your sesame here. Knees up, so everyone can see you.
Yeah, right.
There we go. So I would say I like the cream cheese flavor. You're getting nice, strong onion flavors there. Seed coverage is good, not great. The flavors are very nice. It was just a really, really chewy bite, I would say. But the plain showed me that, you know, that what they're doing here is a solid product. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm thinking 7. Oh, 6. Wow, you're a tough judge. I was thinking 7, 7.5.
I was thinking 6 or 7.
6 or 7. Did you just make a 6-7 joke? You definitely just made a 6-7 joke. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I was doing that for both, kind of.
So you're more. I'm 7.5. You're more of a 6. So we'll go 7. Yeah. Should we make it 7? All right, come on in. So the official score, BrownStone Bagels, is a 7. Neighborhood joint in Park Slope. And hope you can check them out, and we will add them to the list. So thank you, Hank, for helping me out at home with that review. 2 reviews in the last couple of weeks. We've got a special episode coming up next episode. We plan on diving into the history of bagels, so I hope you check that out. It's the first time we're not just doing 2 reviews and moving on. We've got something a little bit different planned for you. But for now, I am Henry Rosoff on my quest for New York's best bagel, and I do appreciate you joining me once again. Have a great day.